Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Afterlight Skies, our Star Wars Edge of the Empire actual play series. I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I now turn it over to our game master for the evening, Aaron.
Hi guys, I'm Erin, and I will be running this group through Star Wars Edge of the Empire, where things have gotten interesting. And for some reason I cannot think of your name aside from Senstaku, and I'm throwing it to you. Ooh, with a glare about character naming.
My name is John. The character's name is Senstaku. And I'm John. I'm playing Senstaku. He's an Antitonic Seeker. And I am gonna roll a light side destiny point. Scratch that. I'm going to roll 2 dark side destiny points. I was hoping that I was hoping that by force of will I could make it manifest, but my force of will is currently not working.
It happens.
And Cody?
I'm Cody. I'm playing Praz, the Zabrak Commando, and I will roll Destiny now. 1 light side.
It worked for Praz.
Praz always rolls light side, though.
Not always. At the beginning, I was rolling dark
Just
sides.
about.
But like once or twice.
It's
but
just this bizarre thing where as soon as you decided that Sen's force alignment was going to be determined by his dice roll, dark.
It's almost like this game isn't
Jeremy?
random at all.
Right? I'm Jimmy. I am playing Luxira. Lux, the Zeltron slicer, hacker person who might think she's going a little insane right now. And yeah. And goddamn fucking where's that button? 1 light. Hey, look, we're even.
Not for
You
long.
decide
Oh, goody.
where we're leaning.
Oh, goody.
Right, Powder.
I
Give
am
me
Kat.
darkness.
I am playing Powder, a medical droid who has no idea what's happening in life, and I gave us 2 more light side.
Okay,
Alright.
that's fine. You will spend your destiny and hand it over to me. That's
That's
chill.
how that works. Yeah.
All right. So, last time on Afterlight Skies, our heroes continued to investigate a facility. They determined some interesting things about this place with the help of their not quite competent guide. And managed to track down Dorian Ross, who was someone that Praz's family was interested in. Praz, we're going to get to you more in detail right when we start off the session, but Dorian was apprehended, and at the same time, a discovery was made about the intern you picked up being on some variety of drugs. After a little bit of scuffling with Powder, everyone reassembled at the ship to determine the next course of action. And Praz, at this time, as everyone's settling in, and Darius, your science buddy, has been sort of telling you guys a bit about this cloak, you get a beep on your communication from your clan.
Okay.
There's a short message requesting updates, letting you know that the incident you reported of vandalism is still being investigated, that they have a few leads.
Yeah, I'll step off to the side and tell him that I have video that it's a female Zabrak, so it's somebody within, it's either a rival clan or somebody within the clan. And I'm sure we can forward a copy of that video
Yeah,
over
absolutely.
eventually.
And they asked if you have any updates on the situation with Dorian Ross. They know you went to investigate in person.
Still looking into something, verifying some stuff.
As soon as you have information, please let us know.
Of course.
And they do actually send you a few things that other people from the clan have dug up that might compound your research that is now being made public.
Okay.
As the situation has escalated and the need for inclusive information has increased, our networks have somewhat confirmed that it seems Dorian was married to a woman named Lodico, and has some relationship to the Lahara sector. Lodico Ross was a public figure there, though who, aside from what's publicly available on the HoloNet, they don't have too many details.
I'm gonna ask again why we're looking for him. Has he done something to the clan?
That information is unfortunately still confidential. However, the timetable for we need to find this individual very soon is increasingly closing.
Okay. All right.
Your efforts are, of course, appreciated,
Yes.
as is your initiative.
Anything for the clan. I'll let you know when I know more.
Understood.
And I'll beep off and walk back.
Sure.
Meanwhile, I think I'm moving the ship back over to that location where we found him.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys lift off your ship. You're not stopped well in the planet's atmosphere. Land the ship back down. You can land it sort of. It's a little hard to find, but you've been here in person before, so without making a roll, just sort of coasting low, and you can find the general location.
Yep. So, how fares our unconscious doctor? I say as I land the ship and head back out towards wherever everybody else is.
I may have somebody look at that kind of stuff now. Doesn't have to be me with my 1 dot of medicine anymore.
I believe I did a stim pack last session.
Yeah, you did.
So, so Powder will just look and say, he is stable, but unconscious.
Okay. So, what did we actually want this guy for again? I've sort of lost the train of objective
My clan's
here.
looking for him.
Why is your clan looking for him?
That's a good question. I've asked multiple times, but they still won't tell me.
All right. Did we want anything else out of him?
I mean,
No.
Because I feel like if we hand him over to the clan, that's probably going to be the last time we ever see him. So, now's the time.
Yep. I was just wondering if he would know why my clan, but I kind of think that maybe the clan wants to speak with him because of the technology he's had a breakthrough on. So if he can replicate it for our clan, that'll be a major advantage over the other clans.
did we want to talk to him about anything else? Because I feel like once we bring that up, we're not going to get anything else out of him.
Yeah.
Well,
Granted, after I apologize to him for stunning the fuck out of him, we still might not get anything out of him, but you gotta start somewhere.
Maybe he won't remember. I mean,
That's optimistic.
you did fuck him up pretty bad.
Do you remember when you got stunned to unconsciousness?
I choose not to remember.
I mean,
There's a difference.
We have someone with the experience, so it might be that we could use your experience of how much you remember from the act.
I mean, let's be honest. All the organics on this ship probably have experience being stunned into unconsciousness at some point.
Yes.
Look where we've been living. And
all
work
of you
we've been
probably do. Generally, there is not any amnesia associated with it.
What if it was really, really surprising?
If it's really, really surprising, you may not know where the attack came from. But just like getting bashed over the back of the head with a crowbar or something and then knocked unconscious. Just because you didn't see the person who did it doesn't mean your head doesn't mean you aren't aware something happened.
That's fair.
No, but if you hit them enough times with the crowbar,
They will forget.
they will forget.
That's true.
It's a fine
They
line.
will also forget
Oof.
other important things, but they will forget.
I mean,
The
eventually,
former government spy.
if you keep hitting them over the head with the crowbar, they will forget everything, including
Give us an
how to
analogy.
be.
It is a fine line.
As someone with memory problems. Oh, wait, no. Powder says nothing.
So, I'm not gonna lie. I have, if there are less than productive plans, I guess would be the best way to put it. For this person, I'm having a little reservations
Well,
here.
It's for my clan, so
Right. Which
I don't think they're gonna do anything bad to him. I think what they want is the information for this technology.
okay.
We could ask him why his wife was frozen in carbonite.
That's
Transported
that's
across
one
the
of things that I'm
system.
concerned about.
I mean, we can also just offer him an escape from. Obviously, he was trying to get out of that lab.
Yes,
We can offer
that-
him
Yeah.
passage off-world.
that's
And-
that's where we start. We start with the technology and we build from we branch from there.
We start with off-world and branch from there.
Yes, sorry.
All right. Well,
Or we start with why were you trying to escape from the facility
yes.
and go from there specifically.
Do we want to have somebody go and rifle through his campsite first?
Yeah, I can
also,
do that.
what about him? I say, pointing at the intern that's still on the ship.
You gonna
Powder
tell
will just
anybody we
put up
found
the
him?
needle hand.
Powder, no.
And if a droid could look sad, Powder looks sad. Like head down, and then the arm goes back down.
Hmm.
Exactly. Like they don't whine, but they kind of want to. Like, aww.
Their gears and servos whine for them.
Exactly.
I mean,
Like,
that seems like something that
we should really know that. We should really know the answer to that before we wake him up. Perhaps, why don't you and I go check out the camp?
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
actively pointing at the intern.
you want me to-
No, someone
No.
with.
What are we gonna do with him?
That.
Oh, don't
And
worry
I'm gonna
about
look at the intern and say, "Are you gonna
He'll
tell
be fine.
anybody we found him?"
it. No, of course he's not. Are you? It's fine. It's okay. I tell you what, there's. Come here. Let me show you where my room is. You can relax in there.
Okay. So I assume, take
I
to.
whisk him away. Yep. There's plenty to read in here. There's just relax if you want. I know I've got a bottle around here somewhere of something. Just take some time. Relax. Think of it as a brief vacation.
Uh,
Wonderful.
Okay.
Close.
Lock.
Yeah, yes. Lock.
Yeah. Yep.
And I head back.
Is he trained? Will he not like use bathroom in your room?
He'll be fine.
Only if told.
Yeah. And
He's not a puppy. He
Yeah.
actually is a humanoid.
if he gets if he get
Just because he's not a puppy doesn't mean he's not a pet.
time that somebody has. I'm just saying.
Sorry, what was that? You were overwritten by Cat.
Sorry.
I say if he gets drunk and pisses in there, it wouldn't be the first time someone's done so. I'm just saying.
No, and last time you had to clean it up. So.
Yes, I did clean it up. So
So yeah, let's go check out the campsite.
yeah.
So you two go check out the campsite. I keep watch over unconscious guy. Give him a
Yes.
smile and a wave when he wakes up.
Yes.
I will stay with
Yes.
Sen.
Sounds good.
Knock him out if he wakes up again.
Blasters on my hip.
Don't
We
use
have
that.
sedative for that.
Yeah.
But that's less
Let
fun.
Powder do what Powder wants
Yeah,
to do.
but
in
there's
this case.
Also, an infinitely smaller chance that you'll blow his fucking head off on accident.
Technically, I don't have a sedative. I just have an anesthetic. But, you know.
Lux doesn't know that.
Exactly.
All right.
You just give him the paralytic and just have him be conscious but aware that he can't move.
Oh,
Hello, friend.
Yeah.
And I just sit there eating an apple with a knife. So.
First impressions are nice, aren't they?
I know.
Anyways, let's go to the. Let's
Yep.
go check out his campsite.
All right.
So we'll head down and walk out.
You two head out. Head back towards where Praz previously was investigating. Make me, I guess, vigilance checks for.
okay.
looking around.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty of 2.
Okay.
Success and 2 threats.
I will give you a light or a destiny point for that because vigilance is not my strong suit. Success and a threat.
With 1 success each, you're looking around. The cave itself is pretty barren, aside from there are a lot of rocks that presumably are from above you, given that this some sort of unusual seismic, presumably, structure where the cave just kind of is a part of the mountain that isn't here.
Didn't we pull up to the cave? Or did we just pull near it?
I mean, if you're I assume you're in the cave if you're looking for his campsite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Ah.
brain fart.
The ship is not in the cave.
Ship would not
Right.
fit in the cave.
Does not.
Probably not, no. You do after a little bit, it takes you longer than you would like, but eventually you find some rocks that are, that seem clustered. Pushing a few of them over, you find basic supplies, a few days of food, 2 days of food, fire starting, heater, just bare necessities, survivalist things that you might have had with him.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
expect.
He doesn't have like a little stockpile of food or anything like that.
A stockpile, few
Like
days
a
of
like a
rations.
literal pile, just like a little tiny pile right next
No,
to
like
it.
I said, he has about 2 days of rations.
Okay. Okay. So either he was planning on trying to sneak back and get more food, or he was waiting out here for somebody.
Yeah. I mean,
if he was trying to get out of, if he set up a deal to get out of here with somebody in exchange for this technology,
we should keep an eye out on who might be coming in.
yeah, but we can't. I don't think we can really stay here very long once my clan finds out that we've got him, because they wanted him found as soon as possible for some reason, and I already had the chance to tell him that we have him.
Right.
I'll just say that I want to verify with him who he is. But
All right. Yeah, let's get back to the ship. I don't think there's anything else
yeah,
here. We need to talk with him soon.
I'm just gonna do a real quick. Can I do another quick pass to see if maybe there's some stuff hidden under rocks or anything like that? Like
You already
needs
found
or
the stuff.
blueprints.
You already made the check. You can't sort of just
Yeah,
make the
okay.
check again.
That's
You
fine.
did find, as I said, I don't know how much, if I was cut off during this or something. Under a rock that was sort of positioned, you found a few days worth of food, some bare survival necessities of flashlight, fire starting stuff.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
It does
Let's
look like
gather.
the
I'm going to
space
gather all of
might
that
have
stuff
had
up.
more food in it at one point.
Okay. Yeah, because he's been here for a while.
Yeah,
Little while, at least.
a few weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go back to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really find anything.
I mean, he's been there for a while.
Yeah.
As I recall, there was some stuff like hidden underneath that same level of camouflage in the tunnel, at least. Did you guys not find that?
Roll me a. Actually, no, I'm not going to make you roll anything because it's been a week since we've talked about this. You noticed a distortion in a direction, and then you noticed that distortion essentially move.
Oh, I thought there were two separate distortions. Never mind.
No, sorry. There was a distortion that was directly in front of you, And when you headed towards it, it seemed to move around you.
Yeah.
Best guess who shot that distortion.
Never mind. Scratch that. Reverse it. I thought there were two distinct entities. Alright, well, he hasn't woken up yet, so it's probably gonna take him a while.
Yeah.
Would it? I look over at Powder. Would it be safe to wake him up early?
He is stable. Can I do a medical check or something
Sooner
to see
would
if it would
definitely
be
better.
Poke him in the
okay
eyeball,
to
that'll wake him up.
wake him
you can
early?
make a difficulty to medicine check to determine that.
difficulty 2?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
A wash.
Well, alrighty then.
Standard procedure is to allow a patient to recover at their own pace. You would know that that would generally entail waiting until he wakes up on his own. However, he hasn't suffered any injuries that we would
Yeah, because I
Make it-
healed him completely, so.
impossible or unsafe for you to basically artificially arrest him. You healed his wounds.
hmm
You specifically did not heal his strain.
Very
Right.
true.
He gonna be sore when he wakes up.
Yes.
For those at home, just briefly to remind people, strain is essentially a mental health bar of effort, energy, physical exertion, but also things like that might be considered psychic damage or something in other systems. Wounds is physical health, blaster bolts, hair rapes and scars, that sort of thing.
And bleed over from strain.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, bleed over from strain when you really badly hit the NPC without a lot of health or strain.
When you do 9 points of stun damage, or sorry, 10 points of stun damage.
Oh,
Yep. So Powder will just look and say, again, he is stable, but we should let him wake
Okay.
on his own.
How
I
long
think-
are we looking at for that?
Is there any way that I can tell?
I mean, strain. Well, I assume like I said, we've all been stunned into unconsciousness before,
Yeah.
and have probably stunned people into unconsciousness before. So,
under typical circumstances, you'd expect a night's rest. He'd be at least awake, given that he's not in a coma or anything.
okay,
However, this guy's been in the wilderness with limited food. That could affect things. You're not sure.
I mean, I can wake him up.
Yes, you or Powder, any of you could easily wake him up.
Slap him
The
in the
question
face.
is if there would be consequences, as I understand it.
Are you awake yet?
let's not.
Okay,
If we can,
roll me a minute. Roll me a roll.
That was a joke. That was not serious.
I know, but I have to call you on it at some point.
That wasn't even That wasn't even an in character joke. Not-
That's why I'm calling you on it.
Powder will just look and say, if he can be woken, and then like their face will turn directly to Sen, without violence or pain, and then they'll turn back to Lux. So it
I
should
am
be okay.
confident he didn't feel it.
Yeah, it was pretty sudden.
All right.
Down like
If a robot could shake their head
let's give it
in
a.
disapprovement. No, in disapprovement. Like if you could tell the disapprovement.
Let's give it a few hours, I guess.
Want to go
We
ahead?
are on sort of a timetable here. We should probably keep an eye out for any ships that may be approaching.
Do we want to go?
Because remember,
ahead and do-
A ship like us was expected.
Yep. I think this. I feel like it was this ship in particular, but
I think it was this ship was expected, which is really weird.
we work for a weird guy. Do we want to go ahead and let Praz's folks know so that after we get done talking to him, we don't have to then walk off and have a calm communication? Because we can be on our way to meet them, which will take a while.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, let's do that.
Be in hyperspace when he wakes up.
Actually,
That will
well,
work.
No. I want to hear what he has to say first, personally.
I mean, we can hear what he has to say while we're in hyperspace.
yeah. I mean,
before we inform people of things we cannot uninform them of.
I mean,
We can
you'd rather have the
start in that direction
We can head that way, sure.
before alerting anyone of anything.
I suppose I should ask. I'm fine with taking Darius with us. I don't. I'm.
So long as you feed and water him, make sure he goes to the bathroom on his own.
But that said, that may be more trouble than it's worth.
I mean, he is in the escape pod.
We're not ejecting my room.
Can always get you a new one.
I have things in that room.
Escape pods are designed to be disposable.
do it during hyperspace.
He does have a point.
Escape pods are designed to be disposable. However, you do know that new ones tend to be fairly expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless we steal one.
Well, that's also an option.
But no, let's not
They're Tatooine.
eject.
I hear they hit the ground every day.
I'm simply asking, do we take him along with us because he might have more value in terms of his levels of expertise and that sort of thing? Or do we bring him back to the base so they don't wonder where their intern went and start looking for him?
I feel like we've pretty much tapped his value as a knowledge source thus far.
Not necessarily.
He seems to have very
not-
specific knowledge.
The
So to be
question
frank-
would be, would they come after us if we take him with us?
I don't know that they'll care, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
I don't think they'll notice.
They might.
They
because,
may have been paid to care, though.
I mean, ultimately, his value depends on. He does have some knowledge that he could assist Dorian if Dorian's continues developing this stealth technology, or if he needs further work on it. He could be an assistant to Dorian.
Yes, at the same time, the security forces think Dorian is dead. They don't think he's dead, and they'll pretty much know where he's gone
That's
if
why
we
I'm
take
asking
him with
the
us.
question.
I feel like
To which he's gone to both sides of the answer.
I feel like it's not worth. I feel like it's not worth having him with us if it means we get chased by shadowy organization that knew we were coming before we knew we were coming.
I mean, that shadowy organization would be our employer from the sound of it.
Yes, and it sounds like he has people put on at this laboratory for specific reasons.
Why don't we contact him and see if why we were told to be expected here?
Because the last time we contacted him, you got the heebie-jeebies.
Right?
What
But
are
we're not-
heebie-jeebies?
I got the heebie-jeebies because I was right directly there with him and his creepy anti-feeling fuckwad bodyguards.
You do know the Force is not stopped by distances. Which is a true fact.
We are not saying the F word right now.
Fuck God.
No, that word is fine. That word is fine, Powder.
And then Powder will say it in binary, fuck taint. Just because.
Not that word either.
No. What happened at that time had nothing to do with the F word and more to do with my own empathic. Okay, this is complex, and all I'm saying is that we should talk to our employer.
Since Tiger just smiles at you, just as you try to go, as you like ring around the word, just smiles.
Lex's eyes start darting towards things to throw.
There's nothing within your physical hands reach, unfortunately.
Motherfucker!
You can spend a light side point to change that, because changing convenient things is a thing light side points are allowed to do.
No. Not right now. Well, I'm going to go talk to our employer because I want to know exactly why.
Good. You do
And
that.
if it's him. Because if it's not him, we have a whole new problem to worry about.
You do that. I'll take us back to the base so we can kick the intern off.
This conversation is dependent on whether we kick the intern off, asshole.
I know. I just want to be prepared if that's the verdict.
Okay. Fucking useless Jedi wannabe piece of shit. Fucker.
Not wannabe.
Okay, where are you going? And
I'm just landing us back by the lab. And
I mean, unfortunately, we're both going to the same direction because our communications array is in
So
the
Lux
cockpit.
storms off
pass.
directly next to Sen. That's what I thought, because you don't exactly have a secondary comms room.
No, we don't.
Can't afford one.
And
Yeah.
as we get into the cockpit and Lux goes over to the communication array as I'm moving. Remember, Lux, don't force yourself.
Now I know there's something within throwing reach because I
Yeah.
keep things. Whoosh!
You can choose to make an attack roll, or you can choose to.
It's probably not gonna be heavy enough or hard enough to do damage.
You can still make the
But-
roll.
Yep, absolutely.
Ranged.
Hit him while he's looking away smugly.
Ranged light.
Range, range just typically, let's make it range light with a setback die, because this probably isn't something that's intended to be thrown. Sorry.
Fine.
But I will spend a force destiny point to upgrade your roll.
2 successes and a threat. Bonk.
Yeah, you don't take any physical damage from it, but just a sort of.
So, am I in the air at this point?
Solid cereal box comes off the wall and flings right at your head.
Have I taken off at this point yet? When I get hit with it?
When did you make that stupid pun?
As I was taking off.
So yes,
Then
I would
yes.
assume so.
I'm going to barrel roll the ship in response.
Okay,
Oh,
make
Jesus.
me a piloting.
Like
And
as
then
if,
you crash, we all
as
die,
if-
game over.
as if the
No,
box.
you have to make me a piloting roll. Barrel rolls are not fucking easy.
No, that's fine.
Right.
Like as if the box made me spin out the ship, basically.
Or a lowly roll, whatever it's actually called. A lowly
And what do the
roll.
rest of us have to roll for not falling and like hurting
Fortunately,
ourselves?
This is a ship designed to operate in space, so
The gravity damper.
Gravity's
while
still a
those of
thing.
you who are by the window can see this, none of you would experience any of the forces that make these
So,
roles dangerous for pilots.
It would be piloting planetary, correct?
Yes, it would be piloting planetary difficulty of 3.
All right.
Here's hoping you don't crash us into the ground.
And because I like giving you guys points to play with, upgrade that.
I think you just like through having us try to
the
kill
challenge, I should clarify.
Oh man.
A failure, a triumph, and a success. So the forced success counteracts the failure and a triumph.
Okay. There is
And it is the appropriate color for today.
as he is hit in the head,
Right.
he just and Lux, some part of you feels the force shift
That just makes me angrier.
as he easily twists the wheel, and you watch the outside of the ship go. You watch the outside world turn around.
And I don't know if this qualifies, but for the triumph, can I say that I just barely miss hitting the ground with the roof?
Yeah, it's close, but you don't hurt anything.
Just That's why you don't throw things at the pilot, Lux.
I know you did that on purpose. I'm not going to say how I know.
How do you know? How do you know it wasn't simply a reaction to your reckless assault on the pilot?
Because I fucking know, and you know how I know, and
You're gonna have to spell it out. I don't know.
and
I don't know exactly how you know.
tit communications array. This is a great mood for Lux to be in when she goes to talk to our boss, by the way.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not gonna force you.
The communicator rings for about 2 rings.
And then, wait, what? Beep?
Before one of those familiar masks appears in the communication.
Yeah.
Children, it's hilarious.
Out of character, what's our boss's name again?
The name that he gave you is the Shaper.
Yes.
You didn't get any formal thing to refer to those who follow him as, but the page that I showed you at one point that has their picture on it is called Acolytes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I remember what they are. I was just trying to figure out what we.
There.
Yes,
is
that's
the
right.
Shaper.
Shaper's acolyte.
Yep, it's
I wasn't
Oh, yeah,
around
those
for
eyes are
this, was
creepy as fuck. as
no
all.
Powder.
Yeah, I wasn't around when
Apparently,
this
these
was
people
a
have a
thing.
boss. And as Lux is staring at the communication array, we're going to take a quick break here.
All right. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. And we're back from our break. I don't know why Jeremy flails, but Jeremy flails.
Hey, I'm the one that gets the flail. The flail is for me.
I mean,
I don't flail.
I have no response to
fine.
that.
I twitch.
All right. Moving on from bad puns. And
I literally just got that.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm working. Hush up, you.
I mean, you're
sorry,
you know, some.
It was totally unintentional
not
too.
to distract you, but
I mean,
you are having a conversation in
Yeah.
the game.
Yes, true. And I was getting ready to pivot
Like-
over as soon as we...
like
Yeah.
that pun wasn't even forced, and you still didn't get it.
As Traz and Sen suddenly discover a large number of rocks in an unexpected place.
I'll take it on the ship.
Okay.
What?
So yes, the ship does a huge barrel roll, and Lux watches with annoyance out the window before boating up the damn communication array and staring into the what you know to be empty, even if you can't feel it at distance of comms face of one of these masks.
Hi. Is the Shaper available?
Hold for one moment. Your audience will be granted soon.
Great.
As you soar over the barren landscape, pointedly not talking about the Force.
I mean, do I actually get put on hold, so to speak? Or does the person just step away from the camera? Or, the hollow thing?
There's no image currently on the holo thing. It didn't look like they stepped away from the camera. It maybe directed you to a different camera.
Okay. I hit mute for a second, look back and said, "You're an asshole," and then unmute.
After a few seconds more, the Shaper does appear. He looks much as he did when you first met him, with those bizarre piercing eyes that are eerily blue, even in the hologram, which is a fundamentally blue construct.
Right. Creepy motherfucker.
Casually leaning back in a chair. Did you have any... Yes, you had need of me.
Yes, hi. We were just wondering. We've arrived at a particular a facility, and they were apparently told to expect someone with our transponder code. Would that have been at your notification?
Yes, I take the liberties of ensuring preemptively that my agents have the authority to investigate where they may need to. Of course, I was planning on contacting you with the details of my concern, but when you started pursuing it on my own, I felt that, well, it's not on my dollar.
Okay. So this was something that we were going to be directed toward anyways. Okay, that's good to know. Is there anything that we should be aware of about this situation that we might not otherwise be?
As I've said, you are not currently necessarily working on my dollar. I'm not so inappropriate as to inquire who you are working for. However, keep in mind and you are working at my facility under my approval, and I hope you will comport yourselves as such. Not
So this is actually your facility.
indirectly, and officially I would deny such, but yes.
Okay. I think that's all we needed to know. We just wanted to make sure that somebody else wasn't sending out our transponder codes to random people. It's much appreciated. And I'm sure we will be in touch later.
Indeed. Just
Click.
because this is,
Okay. No, if you keep talking, I don't click.
I'm sure even if this business concludes with you looking at other options, we can find other arrangements in which you can provide services to the extensive interests.
Sure. Talk to you later. Click. Well,
Well, what?
I'm assuming you heard all of that.
Yeah. I heard a lot of non-specific information.
I mean, it tells us what we want, what we needed to know about the intern problem.
What did it tell us about the intern problem?
That the Shaper actually runs the facility in a weird, through several subsidiaries and shell companies, I'm sure.
Yes. And that while we're here, we're supposed to behave as his employees.
Yeah.
I.e. not kidnapping other employees.
First of all, it's not a kidnap.
Not
He would be willingly going along with.
Not
Second of all,
relocating other employees.
transfers happen all the time from department to department.
We are not the people in charge of departmental transfers.
Well, it doesn't sound like he is either.
I'm pretty certain us taking the initiative to transfer someone who wasn't going to be transferred is the definition of not behaving like a model employee.
You know what? Let's go ask Darius what he wants to do.
I feel like that doesn't matter in this situation. He's an intern. When's the last time anyone ever asked an intern what they wanted to do? Don't worry, I'll wait.
In terms of the duties that they might partake as part of their employment, sure. But if dude just wants to come along with us and leave his current state of employment for a new state of employment, I don't see the problem with that.
All right, problem number one. What happens the next time we get into a firefight and dumbfuck stumbles into the middle of it?
I mean, he wouldn't be going into firefight situations. What I would like conceivably to do.
Because we always plan our firefights so carefully.
I mean, you're not wrong there. But what I would like to see conceivably happen, if he wants, is get him away from a place where he doesn't seem to be doing much anyways, and potentially helping our prisoner. There's no other way to put it. He's a prisoner right now. If he requires it.
And how does him helping our prisoner comport with his plans? I say, pointing at the holo recorder.
It probably doesn't, but if Darius wants to leave his employment, that's up to him.
Look me in the eyes and say that again. and think about it.
If Darius wants to leave his employer, that's up to him. Let's go ask him. And I stand up.
All right, you're getting the kid killed, not me.
Oh, he'll be fine.
How were your employers about you leaving?
If I had even the slightest inkling, even the smallest inkling that our employer was anything like my old one, I would have a lot more problems with us working for him.
You're signing the death certificate. I leave the
I mean, we're just asking it.
I leave the decision up to you. Just know that in the event that something terrible and tragic happens, and it will,
You don't
I'm
know
putting that on you.
You're just being negative.
In the last month, we have gone to a ghost planet that screams in the dark side, met 2 Sith Lords, got stranded in a quadrant of ghosts,
Uh-huh.
have run into a number of criminal elements and bounty hunters, some of whom stunned our ally into unconsciousness and would have done worse if they could. And also aligned ourselves with the rebellion against the Empire. If you genuinely think that none of that and our current track record means that this kid will be in danger, I question how you got into your old job in the first place.
I'm not saying that it potentially puts him in danger. I'm saying it doesn't potentially put him in any more danger than he's probably already in, working for a secret facility where they probably kill off the interns after they're done.
I feel like he's much safer at this facility than with us. That's also true of everyone, though.
You're not wrong about that second part. I'm really not expecting to keep him as on the ship as a regular thing, because I'm not expecting Dorian to stay on the ship as a regular thing. Tell you what, let's go talk to Darius. We at least need to talk to him before we shove him out the door.
Go ahead.
Are you okay?
You got this. Don't force yourself, though.
As he walks
blaster
off.
fire.
Stalks out of the cockpit. Make a quick stop, Siege. I'm actually gonna make a go find Praz first.
I'm sitting in the same room as a Ross.
So, which I believe is, I don't remember. Hey.
Yeah.
Question. I'm not trying to set up some big argument here or conflict. I just need for my. I'm curious. Assuming that we deliver this guy to your people, is it going to be hey, we have them talking to him, hey, we have an offer for you, or welcome to your chains, here's what you're going to be doing for us now? I'm not trying to sound insulting by that, but
As you have no idea. There isn't, at least with your specific clan, there isn't a ton of precedent for something like this. You don't usually, like, there are, of course, scientists and researchers among your clan. Not many, but there are. There isn't a ton of precedent for an outsider essentially being recruited this way, if that's what's happening.
But we also don't go out of our way to enslave them.
right.
So
okay.
And he can't even, he can barely take a blaster hit, so he's not going to be much use other than cannon fodder. And we don't do that anyways. I don't know. I honestly don't know why they want him. I mean, knowing what we know now, I have an idea of why they want him. But maybe my clan found out that he was working on something they might have been working on too, and he was farther ahead, so they want to try to recruit him just so that they can finish and claim it as their own.
All right. I'm in the middle of not currently, in the middle of a debate with Sen about
Another
Darius. Yeah. I think there would be value in bringing him along to possibly help Dorian, if that's the ultimate goal.
Assuming that that's what they want with him. If he's done something with the, if he's slighted the clan somehow, then bringing in someone extra, they're going to be like, well, we don't need him. But
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, minor complication, by the way. Our boss was potentially interested in this whole thing too.
Interested how?
I don't know. Well, first of all, this is his facility.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not like he's saying. I talked to him. He was all, you're not working for me right now, but on this particular job. But if you decide to go in another direction with what you're doing, we can talk. Blah blah blah. So I assume there is some level of interest from the Shaper in getting this guy.
Yeah, that kind of makes me lean towards the clan wanting this technology for our clan, for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. I'm curious how they even found out about it, if that's what they're after.
Well, we can find that out once we talk to Dorian.
Yeah.
Probably.
I didn't see any Zabrak in the facility, did I? Just like thinking back while we were walking through the halls. Did I ever see a Zabrak?
None of the people you saw were Zabrak. However, you didn't see very many people.
Yeah.
Aside from the two that are currently on your ship.
Yeah.
They're both humans. You've seen the 3 guards. That's about it.
Okay. Yeah, no. I mean, if your little toy in the escape pod was recruited, then they could have recruited somebody from my clan or a rival clan, or anybody from the Outer Rim.
Okay. Lux is just gonna sit down because she's not really sure what to do at this moment.
Okay.
And frown and think, which is
It
something
is.
she's not used to doing. That sounds much
Um,
worse than it actually is.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty certain Lux isn't used to thinking all that much, but you know.
No, Lux is very used to thinking.
You
So
said it.
mean.
I said it. No, I 100% said it. But she doesn't really know what to do about this situation right now. She normally considers really quick and acts, and so she's not right now.
You can make me a difficulty 2 warfare check.
Okay.
Given
That would be one success.
success. With 1 success, there's a lot of factors and players here. There's the possibility of the rebellion via Lidiko and any connections Dorian has to her maritally, otherwise. There's the Shaper and any other potential interests that are owners or contributors to the facility, if there are any. There's Praz's clan, who maybe they want him specifically, maybe they're interested in this facility. But the thing that stands out to you as potentially the most dangerous or unbalancing part of the equation is the technology itself.
Right.
Personal level or even small ship level cloaking or invisibility is the kind of technology that anyone having it could drastically change galactic power balances. You're hard pressed to think of any faction that wouldn't want that.
I hit the comm link. Lux, could you come back to the cockpit for a minute?
All right. Gets up. Heads up. Walks in and just sort of takes a lane right next to the door.
In the interest of either doing nothing or going whole hog and screwing everyone over, why don't we do this? This is an option. Turn the kid and the technology, as we have a piece of it, over to whatever contacts you might have. Anti-imperial side of things, and
that's
then
been my thought process the whole time.
And then give Ross
I just don't want to
Praz's
screw.
that way,
You're not.
Just
Both
a
of them
clarification, once again, as it's been a week, you did clarify that camouflage that he used, while it is useful, is not the technology they were working on.
No,
Yeah.
but
or even tangential. It's another invisibility technology, but it is not related.
You know, and since Taku's point is that it is a piece of tech, and somebody who has insight into other pieces of tech similar to that people have been working on, going to one place, and then the person who both worked on presumably that piece of tech and the other piece of tech more firsthand going to another place. sort of an almost even distribution of resources to two different forces.
Kind of.
Hang it. Yeah, I'm just remembering. It didn't look like, or it didn't match any of the descriptions that they had in their facility.
Hmm?
It didn't match like any descriptions of like it's different. It's similar but different.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
The cloaking,
The cloaking
the
technology.
personal
Yeah, the personal
invisibility thing is
It's
very
not
different.
personal invisibility. It's mild camouflage that
Yeah.
works with things such as large rocks or other
Yeah.
non-complicated backgrounds.
That is a more. I'm assume that is a more conventional,
Mhm.
already established technology. In other words.
Yeah. Darius told you that it was something that they had worked with and on a little bit, but wasn't the major focus of Dorian's research.
Yeah.
Right.
So, because when you were on the phone with the Shaper, he did specifically say we weren't working for him at this point in time. Therefore, what we do
Correct.
for other employers is what we do for other employers. While he might get mad at us taking this stuff and giving it out to other people, he didn't explicitly tell us not to.
No, you're right. I'm not. He's the one person out of all the potential parties I'm not worried about in this situation. He made it explicitly clear. Right now, whatever we do, whatever we do.
Yep.
He
He did say that, like, he did basically say, but keep in mind I gave you those codes, so be fucking professionals.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
We are.
Ish.
It just depends on what profession.
Yes.
Semi-pro.
The
Yeah.
oldest profession. Oh, wait.
No, that's Lux.
Hey. Hey now.
That's
I didn't
the
know Lux could
Firefly
bartend.
reference, we're not actually the Firefly.
Lux does not charge. Lux uses it, but she does not charge for it.
I mean, information is a form of payment.
Does have a point.
Anyway.
You're not charging money for it.
Anyway,
I appreciate
Powder is just staking with the unconscious dude in case he wakes up.
I appreciate that you think that the exchange of information for that would be that up front for Lux. It wouldn't be.
giving the benefit of the doubt.
But I mean that's ultimately where I would like to see all of this go. Anyways, I just don't want to fuck over Prez.
Again, so find out why he was leaving.
So let's hold Darius for now. Let's wait until. Well, let's ask him what he wants to do. That's the fair thing to do.
You go ask him.
And then wait until Dorian wakes up. And then hopefully some things will be made clear to us that will help inform what we want to do from there.
Dorian's not going to wake up for a long time.
I mean, he's not going to wake up for a good night's rest at the very least.
Yeah.
We can wait that long.
He's
and at
got
this
4
time,
hours
there's a
to
comm
wake up.
message. He's woken up. What do I do?
No, there can be that comm message.
Because
but
you have
it's
pumped
not
him full of
factual.
adrenaline directly into his heart.
Oh, look, an adrenaline syringe.
Gone full Pulp Fiction on it. So yeah, I will go talk to the poor guy who had no idea when he woke up this morning how drastically his life was going to change because of a few assholes in his ship.
I mean, one more than others, but Lux goes to talk to the intern.
I go ahead to my
Yeah.
head to my room, unlock my room, open the door.
He looks incredibly awkward. He really just looks like he's been sitting here not doing anything.
Okay, well, I was putting 50-50 odds on him standing in the exact same spot at just past the
It's
door,
not
staring at the wall. So
it's
Or-
not quite that bad. It just seems like he's kind of just been waiting.
Out of curiosity, what did you think the other 50 was?
um,
Going through your underwear drawer?
that was probably about 25%. The rest of it would have been having freaked out and either drank himself or knocked himself unconscious somehow. But yeah, smile.
You walk in your room, he's wearing one of your bras. Like, oops.
I think it's adorable. You think that Lux actually uses bra?
Well, you know, I can't not, so I always assume.
Yeah. So, hey,
I,
so sorry to have kept you in here. I hope you're okay.
I'm fine.
Okay. So, I've got a question. What the fuck?
Yeah, John, I'm sure out of character we have all noted the clear way that you were voting for this to go down.
Well, I'm sitting there talking, all of a sudden just a blaster bolt goes through the head.
Just,
God.
I want
Damn it, then.
You do have to make a roll, but let me know if you're going to.
So, we've been, obviously this is probably for you a fairly unusual situation, right?
Like, you're, yes. Sorry, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, my question to you is, do you like working here?
Here on this,
On this,
I mean,
on this, in the facility?
it's job, it's important, it's more interesting than the farm, I guess.
If you had another opportunity, would you take it?
He sort of edges away from you. Where is this going? I didn't tell anyone anything. I'm not.
It's not. This is. Don't worry, hon. You are you're in absolutely no danger right now. I'm curious. How much do you make?
Not much, and all of it goes to my family.
Right.
10 credits.
What? I could offer you, conceivably, if you're interested, if you want to stay here, that's totally fine. To still help out you still help out your family, to the same level. And something that is perhaps more intellectually and perhaps even morally rewarding. If you're interested. If you are happy to stay here, that's fine. I'm not going to push you in any direction.
Like, not with these people here.
Right.
That, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. This is going to sound like a loaded question, a ridiculously loaded question that you might feel like you are screwed no matter which way you answer. I promise that's not the case. And I'm going to try and roll a charm roll to put him at ease as I test how he feels about the rebellion and the empire.
Okay, make me a roll with a setback die because you set that up
Not great, I understand that.
not great, and your companions have repeatedly talked about killing him in front of him,
Right.
which
You're not
is going to
wrong.
make this hard.
All right. Well, have a dark side point so I can get an upgrade on that.
Difficulty
Um,
of 3.
Best use of the light side.
All right. I mean, charm is one of my better rolls, though. So, fingers crossed. Success, a triumph, and a threat. So, how do you feel about the current state of galactic government?
You see his eyes kind of glaze over as you ask the question. You're familiar with this. You've done this to this person already today.
Mm-hmm. And I am honestly just looking for a truthful answer from him.
Uh-huh. I don't care much. Like, guess I'm an isolationist. That's what they call it when you don't care.
That's fine. I can work with that. I don't say that part. That's mental. That's in my head. All right. So I know some people who I'm willing to bet you will be able to do some very, as I said, intellectually and more or less morally rewarding work for, and everything else in terms of your financial compensation, the rest will stay the same.
Or get better, offer them a raise.
Well, since the rebellion is not going to be paying for this, I'm assuming I am. Therefore, there's only so much I can offer.
You don't have to be honest
You
about it.
can swing 10 credits a month.
Yes, no, exactly. That's the thing. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. 10 credits a month?
Yes.
Is that
You gotta
supposed to be a
remember-
lot or a little in this world?
That's you gotta think, if you think about it in terms of like most role-playing games and money, think about how much money people get in D&D and consider that the average person in a D&D world makes like a gold per piece a month.
Yeah.
And keep
okay.
in mind that this is also something that's significant on a
Yeah.
farmer's income, not
Yeah,
necessarily
exactly.
like
Okay.
if this was high society, if this was
Yeah.
Coruscant, that would not necessarily be as much.
Right.
Okay.
So for now, we're going to we will go ahead and begin to set this up. In the meantime, just relax. And yeah, we're gonna be good to go.
Okay.
She smiles, she gets up, and she heads off.
Lock the door.
Yes, lock the door.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I don't want him wandering in while we're interrogating Dorian. Other than that, I'm not that concerned about it.
All right.
Besides, this
So,
guy,
are you guys
this guy
just
seems like the kind of
sitting
person
here-
who. Sorry, go ahead.
sitting here till Dorian wakes up, or are you?
I feel like we shouldn't be
let's say-
sitting in one place for 8 hours. So either we
I mean,
take
we
off
can
now.
orbit the planet.
All right.
Well, that's why I say I don't like a med pack won't cure strain, right? I basically have nothing that can cure strain.
Yeah, no, the
Doesn't
only
a
way.
stim pack
we-
cure strain?
What?
Doesn't a stim pack cure strain?
Yeah,
No.
I thought I made sure that you had strain reducing items.
There are things that
No,
can reduce strain.
Stim pack does wounds, which is why I used
Yeah.
the stim pack
Oh.
because it didn't cure strain.
There's another like sort of instant use medical item that does reduce strain, but
Yes,
I don't know what it is. Also, whenever you make any sort of medicine roll, you can spend advantages to reduce strain. So
Yeah.
you can.
Okay, because I could do that, I guess, but I don't have anything.
Yeah, prod him with a needle, he can't fight back.
You can try to roll for advantage, basically, to reduce
Is it
strain.
adrenaline right to the heart?
Yeah, I don't have any of that.
Yeah, that
I have a couple of different med pack things. I got stim packs and I got 3 different types of poison. All right, I'm not.
Do not mix them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not mix those things up, please.
mhm.
That would be
Nope.
bad.
So, Powder, you're discovering you might want to read stock on things that
Yeah.
reduce strain.
Because I
But
was
yeah,
gonna say
then
I
you
have.
Welcome to the Outer Rim. Equipment is sparse.
Yeah.
Yep. Da-da-da.
But
So
yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and bring us into orbit then.
So, do we want me to try to wake him up?
Yeah, the sooner the better.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be medicine check, or what exactly? How would I do that?
You can use a med pack, like you can use a medical kit to
Yeah, that- you would need to. Just making a medicine check is evaluative. It's information, but it's not a.
Okay. Well, I have. Does it have to be a med pack, or can it be an emergency med pack?
Kind of thing.
So an
I only-
an emergency med pack just lets you make the roll without penalties. A med pack gives you a bonus die on during the attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Also, emergency med packs are one use, and med packs are multiple.
Okay. Well, because the only reason I asked is because I only have 1 med pack, but I have 3 emergency med packs. So it's the.
Prez, you get another request for update while this conversation is happening.
Okay. We're leaving. I'll let them know that we're leaving a planet that we just finished investigating.
Do you have any additional details? Any location?
Yeah. We may have tracked him down to a cave, but he wasn't there. But other than that,
Nothing to report at this time.
yeah.
Right.
I think you just
So-
roll a medicine.
We're in orbit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you going? Kat, are you wanting to use a med pack or emergency med pack?
I think I'm gonna just do the emergency med pack because
Okay.
I have more than one of those, so that'll use that up, right?
Yeah, emergency med packs are one use. Med packs are
Okay.
multiple use.
Okay, so I have now marked down 1 less on my inventory, and then. So how am I rolling this up?
Well, it would be a medicine check. You don't have any penalties associated with it, given that you're using a med pack.
Okay, so is that 0 difficulty then? Or is it...
The difficulty is determined by how injured the person is, so currently it's difficulty of 3.
Okay.
Leg fell asleep. And is
That's not
tingling
good.
all the way down.
Is it turtle all the way down?
Tingling
Never
all
mind.
the way down.
Yeah, Aaron got it.
I am not Discworld.
No, it had nothing to do with that.
Well, it's
But he is a
this
John.
world also references the the parable.
Okay, so can I use a light side point?
Sure, if you'd like to, that would allow you to upgrade it once, which puts an upgrade in the positive-y part of the chart.
All right, let's do that. And then just medicine. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is 2 advantage.
Which you can spend.
Oh no, it's a 1-to-1 spend. It's a 1-to-1 ratio to remove.
Okay.
Then that'll work.
All right. So
Powder sort of, it finally gets to come over, poke the guy, wake him up.
I'll just walk over.
And
Wake
I'm gonna
up.
let Lux have that conversation.
I'm already in there with him.
I'm going to sort of let. I will contribute, but I'm kind of letting Praz lead the conversation because it's his beeps.
Fuck! What the hell? And he's going to try and make a roll. Not that he has.
I have him.
anything
I
that-
put him
I
in
thought
binders.
wasn't he restrained? Yeah.
Yeah. I put
Okay,
him in
that's the
binders.
kind of thing to remind me of because
Yeah,
that
he was
2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, sorry.
It was a bit ago.
Yeah, he was. I believe he was bound to a table in the quote unquote med bay.
So he's going to try and hit something, but he can't because he's locked up.
Yes.
And I'll just.
And
Dr.
Powder will
Praz,
just look at him and say,
flailing.
"Do not flail. You will hurt yourself."
I will actually step forward at this point because putting people at ease is something that I can do.
Yeah.
Dr. Ross, please calm down. We're not here to hurt you.
Anymore.
As a note, I'm in the cockpit. I'm not in the lounge.
Good.
My name is Luxira. This is my associate Praz.
What am I? Chopped liver.
We have a few things that we need to ask you. We're not going to do you harm. I don't want you to hurt yourself trying to strain against the restraints, which were put there to keep you from harming yourself. We didn't know the state of your physical or emotional or mental state. To the nearest we can tell, you've been out on your own for quite some time. Are we good?
Make me a difficulty 2 charm roll.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Oh, I thought that was luck.
Christ. No, I wish that was me.
Yeah, I was like,
No,
holy shit.
that is not his resistance to the charm roll. Shockingly, the scientist has a brain.
And that's
But I rolled the difficulty wrong, so I do have to re-roll that. I don't get to use that.
I did flip a point.
Okay.
For a second, I thought that was Lux, and I was like, yes! Oh, wait,
No.
Same
no.
here.
Come on.
No,
Like, guys,
it
you
was
kidding?
a misroll in the first place, but it was not his resistance to Lux.
I mean, that's 2 failures and like 90 gajillion.
6 advantages.
6 advantage with 2 failures. Wow.
But there's basically a thing that might modify this roll, so I have to know that part first. Fortunately, I re-rolled much more poorly, and
Thank you.
it's cool, which is yeah, I think you win. For the audience, Lux rolled 2 failures and 1, 2,
6.
6 advantages. He rolled 4 failures and 1 advantage. That is what we
Basically,
call things canceling each other out.
who
Mhm.
failed harder, the scientist or the charmer?
So, all right, I'm going to let Praz ask some questions. We would appreciate honesty. We're hoping to go into this in a state of transparency. But know that we're not going to torture you. We're not going to do anything like that. And I step back.
Alright.
I'll
You immediately start torturing.
yeah. I just step forward, knife into thigh. No.
But that's the kind of thing that if you joke,
Yeah.
I'm going to take seriously.
Yeah. I don't even have a knife. I have a sword. It would just chop his leg off. Anyways, I'll get down on his level and I'll ask him. So, why were you hiding out in a cave on a planet near a remote installation that you used to work at? I mean, I guess you technically currently still do, but
Seems like you've answered your own question.
no, I asked why you were hiding there.
He looks around. We're in a ship. Space, maybe, or docked in port. Neither of you are colleagues I'm familiar with, but that doesn't mean you're not. But if you found me there, it means that you have some level of contact with my employers.
It's fair to say.
I suppose the next question is, what do you actually want? Idle curiosity about a man's living arrangements isn't really a reason for all this pomp and circumstance.
I want to know what drove you out there right now. Why did you seemingly fake your death? Or at least your disappearance?
There were extenuating circumstances, and I felt that it was most convenient if I were to no longer be available to those who wanted to use my technology.
What extenuating circumstances? Because
Was it who they might be sharing that technology with? Or how they would be using it?
you were aware of the content of my research, you would know that who the information was shared with would not matter.
I would say in the right hands, it could be very
Very useful.
essential. I would understand if you were not comfortable with it being. The problem is those right hands might be very, 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 very narrow, subject to a very, very narrow set of criteria. I would understand if you would be concerned about that. In interest of disclosure, we are not acting on behalf of your employer.
Oh, yeah. No, we're
No.
not here because of him.
In the interest of transparency,
My clan is looking.
we have done dealings with your employer in the past, and we do occasionally do work for them. However, we are not doing so now, and at least as near as I can tell, there's no intent to deliver you back to them.
Your clan. Can't say I've ever met you before.
Yep.
So
No, we've
not
never met.
sure. Which clan?
Well, have you slighted any Zabrak clans lately? And try
I've
to be honest.
spent the last 4 years in prison and on a rocky moon in a backwater sector. No, I haven't slighted any clans lately. That involves having a social life.
I mean, you can do a lot from a desk. But, so you're held prisoner here.
Oh, I'm sure that your employer would refer to it as employment.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We even met one of your interns. He says he was recruited. Does that make him also a prisoner? Or were you the
You
only
can't
prisoner?
exactly give 2 weeks' notice, can you?
No. I get the sense that he's never had the kind of job that you've had. He looks at Lux when he makes that statement.
No, I'm pretty sure, Praz, you've just done your freelance work and for your clan, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I understand what you're saying. It was a situation where whether you voluntarily accepted the position or not, you're no longer in a place where you can safely leave. Tell us about your technology, not in a sense that we can necessarily replicate. Don't worry, no matter how complex you made it, we wouldn't be able to. We understand that. But tell us about your technology and why it's so dangerous, because I believe we understand, but I think it would be best if we not have any confusion about this.
Fair enough. As you may be aware, for a while now, some high-quality large ships have been able to use cloaking technology that allows them to mask themselves visually and from most forms of scanner. This is particularly valuable for combat, espionage, really any warfare-related activities, but it has also found uses in trade, especially in trade where their trade routes themselves are a prized commodity. for a long time, there have been hopes to implement similar technology for smaller ships. Some breakthroughs have, of course, been made, such as scramblers that can change a ship's identification code or mask it more temporarily. He even gives scanners a somewhat distorted indication of the ship's size, crew capacity. True cloaking technology, however, is not something that is possible to downsize.
Mm-hmm.
And given the things I extrapolated about earlier that cloaking technology is currently used for, you can imagine that any future conflict where invisible fighters swoop out of the air for civilian bombings or get behind enemy lines, especially if such technology were to be in a form that could be used for individuals, humanoid shape. My technology, of course, isn't there yet, but the risk presents itself. I felt I had an obligation not to further such technology.
To anyone. So,
Wartime innovation is complicated.
yes,
And
it
once
is.
someone has it, the guarantee
Everybody has it. Yes. I know. This might be an unexpected question, considering where we've gone with our questioning so far. But hold on just a second as I pull up notes.
They're always good.
You can't just remember, Jeremy.
No, I can't. Tell me. I know that you are married to the senator for the Lahara sector.
We are.
Would it be fair to say that we happen to know that the senator was recently clandestinely transported elsewhere? Is that something you were even aware of?
I have been separated from my wife for quite some time. I'm afraid anything about her movements is beyond me.
Okay. Separated by one of your choice or by the circumstances of your job?
Both by convenience and by the circumstances of our positions. I prefer to stay out of the public spotlight, and she rather implicitly is it.
As near as we can tell, that's changed.
And then, yes, I haven't exactly had media access
Right.
for years.
Mm. So what happens next is something that you're going to have to talk with Praz here about. He has obligations. I'm not going to step all over those. I certainly don't want any kind of harm to come. We don't believe that's the case, as near as I can tell based on my conversations with him. But that's something that you guys are going to have to work out. If that doesn't happen, there's a possibility that we could, if that whole thing doesn't work out. Why do you keep wielding weapons?
Well,
I
to
feel
be-
like John
to be
is sending
fair-
the message: murder every possible NPC.
Well, to be fair, I did kind of ask what else he had on hand since he was,
Oh.
I have
brandishing
true.
a katana.
I have lots of
Wait.
things around me.
I mean, all of my weapons are like in the closet, so I can't compare. But, anyways, that's something that you two are gonna have to talk about. If that doesn't work out, or if you guys come to some arrangement, there's a possibility we may be able to get you to her. But like I said, and then I step back.
Until the attention goes to you. Well, I hope that's cleared some things up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to remind everyone that this is being streamed and recorded, and that potentially showing shiny things is very distracting.
Valid point.
Sorry.
That's why mine was still in the scabbard. Anyways. I'll say yeah.
Fine, it's
Um,
triangular.
So, my clan's looking for you. I don't know why. They won't tell me. I'm not high enough up on the list to know that. I am high enough on the list to know that finding you is a priority, and I'm the one who found you. So, we're going back to my home planet. They're not, unless you've. That's why I asked if you've slighted any Zabrak clans lately. Because if you're.
if this is sudden high priority, I sincerely doubt that it's anything I've done lately.
Yeah, I have an inkling of what they want, but they're unless you had done anything, they're likely to not be violent with you. You were just somebody to find, and I found you.
I understand.
Considering I found you, I mean, there's probably some worse folks there.
Congratulations.
We'll see. But I just wanted to talk to you before I let them know that I found you. See what your side was.
Think very carefully about what you do for your loyalty. But
Well,
of course,
they're my
I am in
family,
no
so
position to intervene.
they're my family. So if they find out that I have you and they told me to shoot you, then sorry.
We will be arguing very loudly should that turn out to be the case.
Says you.
I'll try and find something blaster proof, he says. Clearly still handcuffed.
Yeah. I'm sure that's not the case, though.
Are we finished with him?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, are we finished with him?
He looks with
Insert
surprise to the
poison.
droid who's been standing very quietly until now.
Oh God, that's not the radiator. No. I mean, we don't need. I don't have any more questions for him. If you guys want to talk to him, I have to go make a call.
All right. I mean, I'll stay here. I'm not gonna just leave him chained to a table by himself.
Next to a robot. Wants to just stick needles into him. I'll leave the room and contact my clan.
Powder will ask Lux in binary, hoping this guy does not understand binary. Should I put him back to sleep?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll contact my clan and let them know that I have him, and I'll be heading towards the cockpit, and
Okay.
I'll let Sen know that we should probably start heading to my home planet.
Well, you're gonna have to give me some coordinates.
I will give you coordinates there. This number, this number, this number, and that number.
Punch them into the astrogation chart or computer.
Yep. It's going to take you a little while, as you anticipated. Whereas you live outer rim, but
Yeah,
you don't
I live
live
out there.
here.
Outer rim, but not this close.
Yeah.
And as the stars of hyperspace envelop you, are you going to make that call?
Oh yeah, I was making it on the way there.
Well,
Yeah, I'll make the call and let him know that I found him, and he is in one piece, and we are currently en route to the clan settlement.
you get back a notification of understanding, and that someone will, of course, meet you there to take him off your hands.
I'm letting multiple leaders in the faction or in the clan know.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is gonna be fun.
And the general response is like, that's better than we were expecting, but that is a good thing. Yes, do that now.
yeah, we're on our way.
Possible.
Well, let's hope they pay us.
I mean, it's kind of something I have to do every once in a while.
You do, we don't.
Yeah, they might pay you guys, but
At least for the fuel. It costs
see.
X amount of credits to fill this thing up.
yeah, paying for gas. No, yeah, exactly.
If we're paid in Praz's presence, I would like to request a refund.
Okay,
Hey man, I've used
Boom.
some medical supplies. I need to restock those. I need money for that sort of
this is
thing.
my ship now. No,
Self-destruct.
You had an option that was potentially more financially viable. You still do.
yeah, because the Shaper wanted him to.
I don't particularly care what the Shaper wants at the moment.
I mean, right?
I just wanted
All
to make
right,
sure
blue-eyed bastard.
I just wanted to make sure we were all aware of the fact that we were,
So
Yeah.
you've got about 3 days travel, and you've got 2 hostages on board. Hostages?
passengers.
Hostages.
Yes.
Passengers.
Aboard your ship.
Two
One-
passengers.
Well,
One
a hostage and a
hostage.
passenger.
One hostage, one passenger.
To be honest, I honestly.
I will
forgot that
eventually
we still
let
had
Darius
what's on
out
board.
of.
Okay.
Once the questioning is done, I'm letting him out of my room.
All
I
For a
right.
couple reasons. One, I want him to not be freaking out about the fact that he's been locked into a room for the next however long. Two, I'm going to need to sleep eventually.
Oh,
You
wait.
think he's still probably on the stage of freaking out about the "you're a girl, this is a girl" room?
He was in the escape pod when
I- Something about
he was in the escape pod when I did the barrel roll, wasn't he?
Yep.
That thing's covered in vomit. just.
I mean, I
No,
feel
actually, the escape pod
me too.
does have its own gravity sensors.
Well, it has its own
a dependent one.
But it has windows.
But it has windows. That's where
Yeah.
the motion sickness
And we got
comes in.
awful close to the ground.
No, Lux, your room is not covered in vomit.
He was too busy looking through your underwear drawer to pay attention out the windows.
Anyways, I do have it. What is the react? Do I get a reaction when I walk past? Because after we're set, I'd go get like a bottle of water or something. And,
Yep.
like as I walk past the man I shot, is there a reaction?
No. You can roll me a. Cool if you'd like.
I can do that. Difficulty what?
Difficulty of 2.
Cool. Difficulty 2.
So now it's the question of, are we keeping the prisoner locked up the entire time?
Well, that'll depend
Because,
on how
you know,
to this.
Food and bathroom and that sort of thing.
Blam! An advantage.
He doesn't seem too surprised to see the person who got him into this here.
Well, I wasn't looking too much for a surprise. It just seemed like if he was like trying to hide or suddenly struggling a lot harder.
No, he doesn't seem terrified of you either.
Okay, good. That's fine.
That means he harbors no ill will. Just kidding.
That's exactly what that means.
It means you shot a scientist, not
somebody that'll fight back.
Not a Wookiee.
I mean, if you shot a Wookiee, you might not be standing here right now.
If I shot a Wookiee, I'd have to take his arms off afterwards, because otherwise he'd do the same to me.
The cuffs would not work.
Yeah.
It's just that scene from click, 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 click.
Just hold them shut.
But I am seriously asking, though. We have the one intern dude who is able to wander the ship and get food and all that stuff. But if we're keeping him strapped to a table...
If no one stops me, once we're in hyperspace, I'm going to go unlock him, because there's nothing he can really do at that point.
You're not wrong.
We don't have any
Lux
weapons
has no
or...
issue with it.
Yeah, I really don't have an issue with it
He's
either.
not. This one scientist that I took down in one shot is not going to mutiny and Rambo us off the ship.
Hey,
Yeah.
I am just looking out for your self-interests.
Okay.
As am I.
I do
I'm
start locking
sure.
my door though because there is a disruptor rifle in there.
I
And
was
you don't
gonna
need
say,
to be
we-
Rambo to point and click.
Yeah, I was going to say, we do have weapons on board.
It's true. So yeah, I'll get me a water. Look over, see him.
Your
down
weapon
there.
security is your business. If you leave your guns lying around while
And
you have
down.
a hostage you are taking to his not likely but possible death,
Bend down and
Not likely, but possible death.
so.
Awesome.
Raz's general assessment, yes.
So yeah, I'll bend down. You know, let me get these off you. If you try anything stupid, we'll have a repeat of the cave and get the binders off of him.
Appreciated.
No problem. Want some water? I say, handing him a bottle.
Take it.
It's drugged.
No, it's not.
I know.
No.
That's how sense
There's
stays.
no need
Wait,
to drug
Lux,
that, because I can knock him out. It's
As
fine.
you do let your intern out, I guess, I want you to make me a cool roll.
Okay.
Or wait, not cool. Perception, I think it is. Yes, perception.
Okay.
Let's go. Perception.
Diff 2.
He's secretly an assassin.
Difficulty of 2.
No success, but an advantage.
This time he does look like he was slightly more relaxed being in here for a long period of time, but that's probably...
Did somebody get into the alcohol?
Checking your alcohol, none of it is missing.
He brought his stash with him.
Then he's,
So,
he's-
did somebody get into the death sticks?
he is
Death sticks are expensive. I am really willing to fiat to some extent, but death sticks are pricey. You have to actually buy those.
he is secretly Agent 47 or 57, whatever number that is.
47.
47.
42.
When he comes out of the room and seems to be calmer, can I like do a check on him, just make sure he's okay? Because last I knew he was drugged.
That is also true. The
I
drugs are
don't
probably
think anyone
normal.
ever told Lux that. Though.
No, nobody ever told Lux that.
Okay.
No,
Yes, I would
Brad
have
did.
reminded you of that if Lux had been informed.
Okay.
Powder,
Medicine
you make me a difficulty 3 medicine check.
3. I'm hearing an echo from somebody.
Just make sure that your boost is removed if you still have it.
Yeah.
From your okay.
Okay. 1 success.
Okay. With 1 success, you again notice some of the telltale signs of someone who is has the symbols of substance. Now it doesn't seem so much like substance withdrawal as the substance itself. His eyes are slightly dilated. His fingers are jittering a bit. Nothing
Okay.
that would indicate to you exactly what happened or what he took, but
Okay.
Dude's high.
as medical droid, you pick up on the health of crew members and guests pretty quickly.
Then Powder will go over to Lux, and again, speaking in binary because Powder basically knows it like nobody else really understands.
Right.
And say, he is drugged. Again.
Really. Again.
Yes.
Pat Powder on the shoulder. Thank you. And I'm going to check. I don't think I had any drugs in my room.
Any drugs you had in your room are still there.
Okay. So it's something either.
So I'd
he
love
had
to know
on
what
himself-
drugs you do or don't have in your room.
That's why I said I don't think I have any drugs in my room. Okay. Interesting.
Is there anything
So
that I
how
can do
long
to
of
find
a
out what he'd be on?
Just from what you saw with 1 success, not really, no.
Okay.
How long of a trip is it to where we're going?
Several days.
Several days. Okay.
Over the next few days, Powder is going to monitor him and randomly just make sure that he's okay.
Right. Good to know, but we are going to let
Yeah, of
other
course.
things happen over those days.
Oh, of course.
All right.
I monitor the passengers. Make sure that they don't get into anything they shouldn't be getting into. And if they seem like they might, giving a gentle reminder as to why they shouldn't be.
I mean, unless the basics of food and water are off limits, then
You have
you
access to
don't.
food, you have access to water, you have access to the thing. Crew quarters and cockpit are off limits.
I mean, Lux was already planning on doing this regardless of drugs.
Crew quarters are off limits
I don't care.
unless
Go ahead.
unless specifically otherwise stated by said crewman. I should say.
And Powder has basically taken the med bay as their room.
Which
They
room
don't-
is the med bay?
There is no med bay.
Whatever, wherever
The
the
lounge.
medicine is.
It's
sure.
next to the
It's
kitchenette.
in the lounge.
The
Well, then
The
engine
There you
lounge
go.
is the med bay.
Then
Okay.
that's where Powder, plugs in for the night.
Cool. So, Those moments when you look in chat for the first time in a while.
You're welcome.
Lux was planning on doing this anyways because she has grown attached to him enough, and she doesn't want to think about what might be happening with Dorian anyways. So I imagine we're going to be spending a lot of time in my room.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Spending a lot of time or spending a lot of time?
All of the above.
I got winner.
Little column A,
I
little
walk-
column B.
Basically rolled enough successes on this guy to have him do whatever you want in most circumstances.
And for
These are
however long
working.
you want.
I can't throw this because it's expensive.
Also because I'm on the other side of the country.
I love that you have
There's
the
that.
same case I have, by the way.
Oh, I have one that only.
Oh,
does
is it a
one.
different one? Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's a different one. It looked but the same through the lighting.
Mhm.
So like randomly walk past the escape pod. Why do I hear soft jazz?
Well, no soft jazz, pure smooth R&B.
Why do I hear Usher?
Who's Usher?
Classic. Come on, no, Al Green, Marvin Gaye,
There we
asshole.
go.
Marvin Gaye, yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay. So
anyways,
as
so-
Lux selects song choices.
Regardless, also during that, at some point, dude's gonna have to sleep, so I'm gonna be going through his clothes looking for what kind of drugs he has. Because I am honestly curious. Not for any other reason.
As you go through his, make me a skullduggery check. He's asleep, but you.
I got skullduggery.
Basically, to determine if he notices his stuff has been messed with.
Diff 2,
Difficulty 2, yes.
I enjoy the word skullduggery.
another one. Because I like
know,
I
isn't it
like
a great
John
thing?
update the.
Oh
no,
wow!
because-
Apparently we've
John.
spent a lot more than I've noticed. So
Yeah.
A success and an advantage.
Okay, yep. Looking through, sort of hidden in like a flap of the thing is a few injectors and a drug. You don't necessarily recognize this substance. It doesn't look like anything that would have been sold, even underground. So
So it's a liquid format.
yeah.
He makes his own
Is
mess.
the injector in such a way that I can open it and just get like a little bit of it on my finger?
Sure.
Okay, I will do that. Shut it. Carefully put it back, and I'm going to go find powder.
Okay.
Yay, get to try to be helpful.
Hopefully, I will not. Hopefully, it is not contact, and I am not going to like have a heart
mean-
attack and die on the way.
No, you're not. It's
it wouldn't be in an injector if it was contact.
This is. You never know.
Well, you never know, but usually that's
Different physiologies and different compounds and.
no, this is not something that is shockingly lethal to Zeltron.
Unless you breathe through your skin.
true.
So yes, I go
Powder
find.
is
trip.
just looking through the cabinets in the quote-unquote med bay, basically just looking at what stuff we have on the ship.
Granola bars.
I'm wandering
How-
around, lamenting
Honey?
the fact that we don't have a better ship.
Can you analyze this for me?
I can try.
I would appreciate it.
Is there...
Yeah, you can make me. Given that you have the proper tools, you can make me a knowledge education check.
All right. Difficulty of... what?
Difficulty of 2.
Okay. Should I use the last light side point we got?
Do it.
Doing it. All right. And you said education?
Yep.
3 advantage.
This isn't something that's in your databases. You're not familiar with it. It's not something that would be lethal. Nor is it something that you could appropriate for medical purposes necessarily.
Okay. Powder will run the tests and then turn to Lux and say, I do not know what this is. It is not in my memory.
Interesting. Well, do you know what it does? What it...
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
It is a drug.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one way to find out.
I am not injecting myself with a random drug. Those days are long past.
It's just dude's like insulin. it's space insulin.
I do not believe that space insulin would.
Space insulin would probably be in Powder's database and also is probably not a uniform format.
Yeah.
Given how specific insulin is for Earth humans.
That's why it's space insulin. It's universal.
That's not how that works.
It's how. Tell me how space insulin works, please. I would like to read that essay.
Okay, I am not going to question it then at that any further.
I will keep an eye on him.
I wouldn't, as long as he's not trying to like poison himself any more than drugs normally do, and that to each their own on that. Then I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, if if he starts getting close to death, obviously.
Of course.
No, he doesn't seem to be dying of anything.
Like if he suddenly falls over and starts foaming at the mouth, or because he overdosed himself or something.
Nope.
Okay. And yeah, in that case, I leave it there.
Okay. So you guys at that point probably have another day or so before you reach Praz's planet. Is there anything else someone wants to do? Any questions you want to ask your passengers? Preparations you want to make? Research you want to do?
So, Lux, do you want to see about the other half of this plan that we had, kind of?
Getting the research and
The
Darius off to the
no
rebellion.
No, that
because that we've kind of got we've kind of got set.
Well, no, the other half. Ross is going to Praz's folks.
Uh-huh.
The kid is going to the rebellion.
Yes.
Do you want to actually contact people and check on that half of the equation?
Oh,
so that we
make
know where
those
we're going
arrangements
next.
in advance. Yes, I can definitely do that. I will actually, before that conversation happens, I actually do want to go talk to Dorian.
Okay.
So find him wherever he is.
Yep.
And I want to be alone when I have this conversation.
Wait, sorry, I just did not hear what you said.
I want to be alone when we have this conversation.
No, researcher or intern?
Oh, Dorian.
Cool.
Researcher. So yeah, go find him wherever he is. Sit down. So Dorian, whatever happens in regard to you and Prez's clan, I hope it works out as best as it possibly can. That I think that it is fair to say that more than likely they're going to want you to continue your research. I know that's something that you don't want to do. And I
I am
hope,
prepared for that.
yes, I hope that that all works out as it needs to. I'm trying to look at this pragmatically. And pragmatically, I have to look at the extreme possibility that one way or another your technology is going to get out there.
I understand.
Whatever my desire is or not. I have sympathies towards certain groups that I would like to see. If it's already going to be out there, I don't want that group to be left behind. And all I will say, or at a disadvantage would be the better way to put it. And all I will say in terms of what the group is for your safety and for mine in that group is that it's not the Empire. And it's not a criminal organization.
Well, technically.
Shut up, you're not there.
I know I'm not.
I am prepared that the expectation will be for me to continue my research. That is why I am wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And that they will go to certain lengths to acquire that information from me.
Right.
I have known for quite a while that if my escape failed, that would be the case. I will not complete this technology. Not for them, not for your employers, or for...
Oh, my employers are the last people I would ever want to have this technology. Fuck them.
or any other group. Whatever my personal feelings on the matter are.
Okay. I'd like to hope there was something that I could say to convince you otherwise, but I suspect there's not. All I'll ask then, again, hoping that you are eventually able to deliver this sort of message yourself. There is the possibility that we may encounter your wife again. If so, is there anything that you would like communicated? I'm trying my best, and I'm actually saying this is not me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying my best not to make this sound like you're going off to your certain doom, because I don't honestly think that's the case. But since there is that somewhat possibility, I want to give you the opportunity.
We
If you want
separated.
okay.
We parted ways. It's fine.
If there is anything that you would like to, if there's anything that you ultimately do want to, I'll provide you with a data device of some sort that you can put a message on that I would deliver to her. But that, again, completely up to you. I just wanted you to have that opportunity should you wish.
Appreciate it.
Of course. And I will leave him alone at that.
You can roll me that same cool check that Zen did earlier.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
Cool. Difficulty 2. I do not have an upgrade for this. 3 successes and an advantage.
I'll give you
Hey.
Daffodil.
Yeehaw.
To you, this looks like a guy who's fully expecting to walk off to his death.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really seem to consider who it is to be very relevant
Okay.
because he will refuse and then things go from there. Or at least that seems to be what he's preparing himself for.
Got it. I'm going to go talk to Prez then. Hey.
Yeah.
I have a question. I'm not going to get involved whatever the answer is. I just need to know. Let's say it's for the let's say it's for something terrible he's done and the blah 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 whatever. But let's say it's for the technology and he refuses. What's going to happen from there?
Not my call.
That's not what I asked.
I don't.
What do you think will happen? Will they use force to make him to the point of no return?
Oh, will they torture him till he
Will
dies?
they torture or kill him if he doesn't do it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, we're pretty strict
I didn't want
about
to
rules
assume.
and stuff, but
He pretty well assumes, and I understand that because I understand that paranoia. It's something that comes when you work in a condition under conditions like he's worked in.
yeah, if I was knocked out
But-
and then put on a ship and then told, "Hey, I'm taking you to these people because they're
I'm not
looking
talking
for
about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about who he worked for and understanding that he didn't have the option not to work for them anymore.
Yeah,
And being concerned about the moral implications of what he was doing.
yeah.
I just need to know for my own sense of. I realize it's something that I don't have really, that you don't have any say over, and I don't have any say over. I'm not going to try and help him escape or anything like that. I was just curious as to your take on how it was going to go from there.
That's an oddly specific protest.
I don't. I have no idea what they will or won't do to him if they're after his tech and he says no. For all I know, they might do that, or they might just say, "Okay, well then, fuck off," or they might try to plead their case, see if they can get him to change their mind.
Right.
If a situation is brewing, which I really hope it's not, but considered what happened on our ship and the fact that they're still looking into it,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I shall just leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Prez doesn't
And-
do much more.
And I think that's where we're going to leave it for the night.
Alrighty, well then. We have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/FSFilms. If it's worse, eventually you can do so there. Thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon, especially our $20 tier supporters, Chris Comfort, Antitonic, and Cat Waterflame. Thank you all for watching here on Twitch and on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. We appreciate all of our YouTube viewers, especially those of you that leave comments and subscribe. On Twitch, we're a little over somewhere between 200 and 300 followers currently. If we get up to 500 followers, we can go from being Twitch affiliates, which we currently are, to being Twitch partners, which means we get a bigger chunk of change out of our subscribers and bits that are given to us. So, if you like to support us that way, be sure to spread the word, get folks over here watching, and, add yourself to the conversation. Feel free to chat in chat. We might not talk to you directly on these RPG streams, but we do respond. So, yeah. Also, we appreciate the folks over at 411mania.com. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about 411mania.com.
It's weirdo.
Was there something I said?
So, 411mania.com is a pop culture site that caters to pretty much everything geeks could be interested in, whether it's movies, television, comic books, music, wrestling, video games, mixed martial arts. We've got everything from review of Marvel's Defenders that released just last night. We've got coverage left, right, up the yin yang for SummerSlam. Latest on the Justice League movie. As I look through what else we've got, the new launch trailer for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. All kinds of stuff. Check us out, 411mania.com.
Yep, we appreciate them, and we appreciate all of you, and we will see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye.